Hi there. This is a Benfii.com video production. So today I'm just going to I'm showing you just quickly how you can fix your or you can kind of do a solution for your blue phone. So phone by Blue, if it loses the power button, which the models are for some reason have these cheap plastic power buttons that tend to break off. So if your power button breaks off, um, this is a solution that you can do to keep using your phone. Um, so first off, let's say you lose. So there's a couple scenarios. Um, your power button breaks off, and your phone is on. What you're definitely going to want to do, if possible, is to make sure that it doesn't run out of power. That's that's big, because if your phone turns off, then getting it to turn back on is going to be very difficult. But it's not impossible, and we're going to talk about that in this video. But so what happens with a lot of these phones? So you can see it on this one on my blue phone. Um, the power button here, it has this cheap plastic rim that goes around. It's supposed to look like metal, but it's some kind of plastic, almost ceramic like thing, and it just snaps off. And it snapped off also on my my volume buttons. Um, but so what you're gonna want to do when that happens is, like I said, you're gonna want to have the keep it charged. Don't let it turn off. Um, and there's a couple things that you're gonna want to do. First thing that you're gonna want to do is, if you're able to download apps, you're gonna want to download an app where you can shake your phone on. So so right then I just shook my phone on. The app will let you shake the phone on and um, double tap. So in this case, right here, I've got a little piece that I can double tap, and this turns the screen off. So that way you can turn the screen on, turn the screen off, to use the phone. Um, so search on Google Play for double tap on off. Then another thing that you're gonna want to do um, is it also can work by the your volume buttons. All right. Um, yep. So another thing you're gonna want to do is in your settings, you want to enable two things in your settings. One thing you want to do um, is there's a setting. I hope you can. I don't know if you can see it here. For schedule power on off. So if you click schedule power on off, and then you set a time in the morning that you want or at whatever time that you want it to power itself on. So let's say your phone does completely die on you. The battery goes out. If you plug it into a charger, it'll come on again at that time. It should do that. I had an issue where it didn't do that, and so the phone was completely off. And I'm going to tell you how to get out of that in a minute. But also, when your phone does this, when the power button breaks and it's in an off position, and you want to install this app, the way that you can turn the phone on from this off-screen position is if you take your power plug, anytime that you take your power plug and plug it in, your phone's going to come on. Okay? So that's really useful. But so you use your power plug, turn the screen on, download the app, add that scheduled time setting. Then the other thing that you're going to want to do, which I wish I had done before, is you go into, you can look up tutorials about this online, but you want to enable developer mode. So you go into your settings, and at the bottom of settings there's about phone. Why didn't I should have turned my display, hold on. Let me turn my display on so that it doesn't turn off every 15 seconds. Okay. There we go. So about device. Down at the bottom of about device there's build number. If you click on build number, you have to click on build number 7 times, and that enables developer mode. So once you've done that, here you've got this extra setting in your settings above the about device. It says developer options. This is important because if your phone ever does go completely off, there's another way to wake the phone up by plugging it into a computer and using the debugging mode. And you can find out how to use that method online on other websites. But let's say you didn't enable that and your phone's completely dead. Or let's say that your power button broke when your phone had no battery. So just plugging it, when you plugged in the cable, all it gave you was that it was charging. So how do you go out of that charging mode to get into back into the phone being on? So the problem that's going to come up, that if you're having the situation you've already seen probably, is that when you plug it in, you're in the charging mode. There's no way to get out of that charging mode. Now, in a lot of other phones, what you can do is you hold down the volume up button or the volume up button or the volume down button and plug in your charging cable, and that will take you into settings to reset your phone, factory reset. And then you can exit out of that and it'll turn the phone on. Unfortunately, BLU phones don't work that way because it seems like it's got an English and a Chinese factory settings. So you can't use the power button or the volume up, volume down button to exit, because you'll just go from English to Chinese, if depending on which volume button you use. But what you can do is there's a trick, and you'll see it online on some different websites. I'm going to demonstrate it showing you with another phone that you can do. So the trick is you're plugging the phone into its charger, and when the charge screen comes on, so I'm not going to actually show you exactly how to do it. I'm just going to explain it to you. You can look at other videos that show you how to will show you how to do it, but basically it's just you're going to have to do it a bunch of times until it works by some kind of miracle, which is what happened with my phone. But you're plugging into your charger, then you're unplugging your charger once the screen comes. So let me actually do at least that. Okay. So you're plugging in your charger, and then you end up with like a charging screen like that. While that's on, you're gonna take the battery out and back in. So you take the battery out and back in very, very quickly. So let me see if I can actually get it to demonstrate that. So it's coming on, out, and I just did it. Okay. Out and back in. And then when it's like that, it should now go to turn on. And it should do that with your blue phone. Um, it, um, I think it's not doing it with this phone right now. But pretty much all the phones seem to do that if you get it just right. What you're trying to do is basically, after you've put in the charger, to get the battery to barely break. It's barely break this connection there. So it's like you're taking the battery out and putting it back in. Taking the battery out, putting it back in, but you're barely doing it. So it's like just a very slightly coming off of those that connector. Almost just like rubbing off and onto the connector. And when you do that, you're gonna have the screen's gonna come back on, and that's how you know that it's coming up and your phone's back on. Once your phone's back on, don't let it die again. Keep it charged. And so those are all the ways that you can turn your blue phone on if it's off and you don't have a power button. And how you can do your screen off and on if you don't have a power button. So download a double tap screen on off app from the Google Play Store. Also enable the scheduled on off that's inside of Android settings, and enable the developer options that's in settings in Android. And those are ways that you can keep your phone working. So I hope that was helpful. And if you liked this video and it was helpful, go ahead and subscribe. So I'll have other little explanations and tutorials of things on here from time to time. So have a great day. Thanks.